I knew that you were going to be on the spot. So I did a little advanced preparation. And I have to say, not to bore anybody, I talk fast. First of all, I remember, it seems like only yesterday, when I had a retirement party, and actually it's been 7 years. So, and I remember in my retirement party, there was an hilarious skit.
Oh, no.
And, needless to say, the skit had something to do with me.
It was Elena's.
Oh, it was not.
I have to say, the skit was at my expense, but it was hilarious. And I have to admit, my wife said she thought it was hilarious also. And she said something to the effect, I'm trying to remember her words. You had your hands full supervising. By those two, I include her partner in crime, Elena Alonso. There.
Okay.
Sympathize with me greatly. So anyway, I guess this is the time when I have the payback.
Oh!
And so,
Be careful what you ask for.
now it's my turn.
All right, I'll be a good sport.
What can I say about Kim? Well, I supervised her for 11 years, from the latter part of 1998 to December 31st, 2009. And during that, and I have to say that she was a joy, a joy in the way. I'll get there. But, and I have to say, again, sometimes the truth is not hilarious, but you can't tell the truth anyway. I would put Kim, well, in terms of her trial presentation and trial preparation skills, I would say that in my 25 years of supervision, she was at or near the top.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling the truth. I wish I could invent something that would make it look bad. But I have to say that nothing would happen in a hearing or in a trial that she would not have anticipated. She knew her case forward and backwards, the other side's case forward and backwards. So whatever happened, she was ready to respond. And I know that because we talked about our cases all the time, and I was always amazed at her level of preparation. So again, I have to tell the truth. Okay. And one thing in particular that stands out, and she alluded to it earlier, was the veterinary board case that she handled. And I have to say that, again, in all truthfulness, that she showed what I consider to be sustained accomplishment over an extended period of time. And I say that because she had that case at least for 4 years, I think. And I was thinking about it recently, and I remember the case, and I wrote it down so I could get it right. It consisted of an administrative hearing, a writ of mandate, 2 appeals to the Court of Appeal, 2 remands to the Superior Court, and a remand to the Veterinary Board. And what happened in that case, and I have to applaud her because she started out with a revocation at the administrative hearing level, and it was appealed, the other side appealed to Superior Court. A writ of mandate was granted. Keep in mind, this was a veterinarian who had numerous acts of animal cruelty and animal abuse. But at the writ of mandate level, the writ was granted, which means that the veterinarian was going to walk scot-free, accusation dismissed, nothing would happen to him. But ultimately, through Kim's dogged persistence, she got that turned around. And ultimately, what happened after many, many steps along the way, 2 appeals to the Court of Appeal, back to the Superior Court, and then back to the administrative agency. Guess what? The bottom line is he was revoked. After all of that, she was successful. And I again have to take my hat off to her because I know she was very disappointed at the original result, but she kept her eyes on the prize and she was ultimately successful. And I was personally satisfied about that result because I was nearing retirement and I was hoping that we could put that case to bed before I retired so I wouldn't have to worry what happened to that case. Like 2 months before I was going to retire, the case came back, revocation, and so we could close the books on that. And again, I don't know if I've ever publicly acknowledged what you did in that case. And I think that was just an example of sustained excellence. Again, keep in mind that what I just said, that Ken was at the top in terms of attorney. Okay? And I have to say that as much time and talent as she put into the craft of lawyering, I have to say that she is a better person than she is a lawyer. That's unfortunately, I wish I could say something bad, but I have to tell the truth. I'm not worried.
There you are.
Here's what I mean by that is, and everything that I say, I'm sure Diane would echo as well. In the section, again, I supervised her for 11 years, and whenever there was a need, Kim would step in. What I mean by that, if there were an attorney that for some reason could not handle a case, Kim would step in and handle it. Actually, she would even sometimes handle it for them. Sometimes she would help them, sometimes she would help them put on the case. And she was always volunteering to do things, helping out basically whenever the need arose. She mentored countless attorneys who came in to do attorneys in the section. And I think she may have alluded to it somewhere. She always put out positive vibes. Every day she would come in with a positive attitude. She came to work. She meant business. She worked the entire day without frivolity, without folderol. I mean, she was just all business, which, from the time she came in to the time she left, no fooling around, no idle time. She would always use her nose to the grindstone, and I mean that in a very positive way. And she would always be a person who would pick up a card when she thought that somebody in the section might need a card. And people here who are here from the AG's office would echo that. She would relate to everybody in the section, from the mail room to the duplicating room to the clerical staff. She would always have a personal connection, a personal relationship with folks. And again, I wish I could say this all wasn't true so we could make her look bad. No. But, so those are the kinds of things that I remember about Kim, and I knew she was putting me on the spot. I had a little time to think about it. I'm glad that Melvin is here. Now, so far, I haven't had one bad thing to say about him. So I'm glad that Melvin is here. so that you can relay a message to her parents. Okay. And the message to her parents, tell her that Kim's former supervisor said that you did a good job in raising Kim.